I'm turning the tables.
Welcome back to Turning the Tables. Today I'm going to be taking fan questions. So excited.
There have been so many questions since BravoCon, and 'cause last week with Thanksgiving, took the week off. So you've been inundated with questions because there's been a lot been going on in your life.
Yeah, okay, let's do this.
Let's go. Okay, well, there's a lot. I mean, for anything from Gia winning Special Forces, we haven't really talked about that. Your kind of your family reunion with Joe and Melissa. You made a comment at BravoCon about moving to Miami. People are freaking out about that. I don't know if you remember that comment.
Yeah, eventually I am.
Okay.
Because as soon as Adriana's done with high school, she has this year and next year. And then adios, amigos.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's like what, -10 in Jersey right now?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
miserable.
not I just don't like the cold. And then I heard Florida gets really hot in the summer. So I was thinking, going to Florida in the winter because then I'll have two kids in Florida. And then in the summer being maybe come back to Jersey
You
for
know
the
what they call
summer.
that, right? They call that snowbirds.
Yes. So but I my majority I want to live, definitely in Florida because it's just the weather's better.
Yeah. Well, and Sarah, that was the question. Are you seriously considering moving to Miami, or was that just a joke? So clearly it's not a joke.
Well, I mean, we haven't decided because I didn't start looking yet. Because obviously, I have to just see where Adriana goes to school. So I don't want to be in Tampa, but you know, I just have to see where Adriana goes to school, and then we'll decide.
Now, I saw on Salt Lake that Heather Gay's daughter was moving, going to school, and
She
she was going to
does.
Tampa.
She goes to Tampa.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's
Yes,
crazy.
I know. So we're definitely gonna meet up sometime. Yeah.
Are her and Melania friends?
No, I don't know if they've interacted yet. So Heather and I have to make that happen. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And then let's see, we've got Jennifer from Houston said, "Would you ever consider joining the Real Housewives of Miami if you moved to Miami?"
If I move to Miami, of course. Why not? Duh.
Yeah.
And then I get to I'll be, with my bestie Alexia, but I know I'll be competing with Marisol. I know I would, but I know Marisol's her number one, but I'll be her number two. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. And
Lisa
I
from
love Marisol too. I mean, I love to, have both of them. And I love Larsa. I have to say, I met all the girls and I liked them all. I really
you fit
did.
in. You like everybody on the cast.
Yeah, no, I really did like that. I did. I get along with everyone. I don't have a problem with any of them.
Rebecca from Raleigh says, what is the most exciting thing when you think about moving to Miami? What's the most exciting thing that you're thinking about? Or Florida, I guess, not Miami necessarily.
The weather, the weather, definitely the weather. Yeah, I've had dinner with Julia and Alexia, and yeah, I've hung out with a lot of them. I hung out with. I was speaking to Kiki at BravoCon. Who else is there? Yeah, who else am I missing? Yeah, I pretty much I met Stephanie briefly at BravoCon. Like I said hi to her, like we were just in passing. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Lisa has a good question. She said sometimes moving with your spouse after the kids move out of the house is a great reset for your relationship. How do you feel like that would be for you and Louis?
Yes, definitely. I also want to move out of the town where I live now, because I just want a fresh start. Like I've been living in this town since Gia's 11 months old. So I've been living here a long time. So I want to reset in a different part of Jersey and I want to relocate to Florida because of the weather. I mean, everybody knows I don't like the cold. Like I
Mhm.
hibernate in the cold. Like, yeah, I don't like it. I just don't
Yeah.
like, I don't even want to visit Gabriella in Michigan in the cold. Like, I don't know how she does it. And it's so funny because Melania, she loves the warm weather too in Tampa, and Adriana wants warm. Yeah, Adriana wants warm also.
Well, I can't. I mean, people that live full time where you get nor'easters and it's -15, like even if it's for just a few months out of the year, it's miserable.
Now, listen, I'm appreciating everything in life. I'm grateful for everything. So I'm appreciating, the fall weather, the cold weather. Like I'm just, as long as you have your health, that's all that matters. So, but I don't like the cold. I don't like shivering, like I just don't, I don't
Yeah.
like it. I like sunshine, and I feel like sunshine always puts you in a good mood.
Mhm.
Like you wake up, you see the sun, and you're happy. If you wake up and you see it raining or snowy, like to me, I'm miserable. Like yesterday, my kids had Adriana had no school because we were supposed to we did get sleet in the morning, but they canceled school. I stayed home all day. I mean, it was a good reset day, but that's the thing. I don't want to leave the house when it's
Mhm.
snowy and cold
And
out.
seeing the sun does make you happy, but what makes you even happier is seeing the sun come up over a beach
Yeah, oh,
in the
that
ocean. That makes
yes, that's nice. Yes. Yeah, I
Uh,
like the beach, the sun over the water, house near there. Yes, all
I mean,
that.
that's perfect. Angela, so to get back to some family reunion questions, Angela, just going back to your moment with Joe and Louis at BravoCon, she says, what was going through your mind when you saw Joe come over to the booth at BravoCon?
Um, oh, I was excited because I heard him on stage. So my husband, which he's amazing, he's so sweet. Louis texted him and said, "Why don't you come over here and surprise your sister?" So he did, and he came over and he came to say hi to me, which I thought that was really sweet of him. Like, I like that he came here. Like the way you see me and my brother like that's how we always were. Like we were like best friends growing up. Like everyone was like always asked us like, how are you guys so close? And I'm like, to us that was a straight. It's so weird how people didn't know us before. Like it's so strange. I mean, like before, people used to say to us, "How are you and your brother so close?" And now the world only knows us that way, like fighting, like
That's
not
interesting.
getting.
That's very
Yes,
interesting.
because growing up, if you ask anybody that knew us growing up, like for instance, the pool boy is my
Mhm.
brother's best friend. I dated him in high school. Like ask him, me and my brother, we were like best friends. We were inseparable. So we really were. So and everybody used to say to us, how are you guys, because I'm not close with my sister. I'm not close with my brother. And I'm like, really? I used to think that was weird when people used to say that to me because I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it's my brother. I'm like, that's how we are, you
And
know?
that is crazy that that's how the world sees you, is not getting along with your brother and not having a good relationship, when in reality that's not the way it is at all.
No,
That's crazy.
and that's why Gia, like, like loved my brother. When I first got married, I know like if they see him and Joe fighting, my brother was at my house. First of all, my brother and Joe used to hang out. They went on vacation together before we got married. Like, there was like they were like, oh, they were like, this is bachelor party slash, but they all went away. All the, my ex with my brother.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, so they used to hang out. My brother was he was obviously in my wedding. Um, he was at my house every single day. So he was in Gia's life the first 3 years, like all the time. He was at my house all the time, like come over every day, like and come and see me. He was always hanging out with me.
Well, this kind of goes, David has a question here and it talks about Gia. It says, Teresa, and David's from Seattle. Teresa, how did Gia react when she found out that you and Joe were speaking again and talking again?
She was very happy. Yeah, because I think she missed my brother, and her and my brother had this really amazing bond. And because I guess kids remember when you're little,
Hmm.
like and they because my brother was around a lot, so that's why she took it so personal, and that's why you know she was involved. I mean, and the only reason why she was involved, obviously, I was by myself. And of course, any kid's gonna stick up for their mom, like if they see something is not going, I'm just saying, if they see something going on, they're gonna say something.
Of
I
course.
don't know. That's how we were raised. That's how I was raised. I mean, I raised my kids to be that way. And I mean, I would do the same thing if I saw my mom by herself and something was going on. Of course, I would jump in.
Hmm. Yeah, of course. Let's see. Christine from Phoenix. What advice would you give to someone who has been estranged from siblings for years? Apparently, doesn't have a good relationship with her siblings.
And does she want to have it?
She didn't say. I bet if she's asking for your advice, she probably does.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, somebody has to make the move. So, you know, just make the move. yeah, reach out to them and like say, would you like to meet? You know, we've been thinking about you. Like, I would like to, let's meet for coffee. You don't have to do dinner because that dinner maybe is too long. Like
Hmm.
maybe meet for coffee and then feel it out. And then you go from there. But that's the thing. Somebody has to make the move, eventually.
And sometimes it doesn't.
If you want to make up, because that's how it happens. Like,
Mhm.
like with me, like I reach out to my brother. Well, I put it out there first because that's exactly I was like, all right, never say never, because I did say never. I was like, never. And then I was like, all right, because time, unfortunately, no, I mean, not fortunately, sorry, time, fortunately, time does heal all wounds. It really does. Like
Mhm.
anything else, like a mourning of someone, like when you're mourning someone, um, like that, when you fight with someone, time heals all wounds. So that's what happened with me. And, since I told you, since I was at Special Forces and G and I, before that, we had time before that, before we actually started Special Forces, we talked a lot. And, she wanted me to let the past go with her dad. And then I started thinking about my brother. And then I was like, you know what? I'm like, and then I'm like, I have to do this for the kids. It would make them happy, and this is the thing. Like, yes, I'm sure the kids are, some of them are skeptical because this should have never happened. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Mhm.
like kids, because kids could get confused. Like, why did this happen? They could be nervous about getting into it again. Like, I know Gia is like very happy about it, obviously, because she's the oldest, so she understands. But I don't know. It's like my niece, my nephews. Like it's like I'm sure their parents are having talks with them. Some of my children, like we don't definitely don't want this to happen again. And my brother assures me like this is not going to happen again
And
because that's
and also too, sometimes it just doesn't work out. With blood doesn't really matter sometimes. My kids are adopted, and so they're not my blood, but they're my kids. And even if
right.
the other way around, like if you are related by blood, if it's a brother, sister, parent, and they're not a good person, you don't have to have them in your life
Exactly.
just because they're blood.
Exactly. Listen, exactly. I mean, my brother's like my only family, besides, you know, yeah, Kathy and Rosie. Like those are it's my only family in New Jersey. Like that's the only family I have. So did I want to make up with my brother? Yes, because he's my holy and he's my blood, I mean, I did reach out to Kathy too. She was very nice. Um, because then her daughter's having a baby. So I was so happy for her.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
congratulations. Yeah. Um, so it was very nice. And then Kathy sent a beautiful text to both of us, to me and my brother. He's saying, I'm so happy you guys made up,
That's great.
Like, and
It was
yeah.
cool. It was cool seeing you
And
guys back together. And I have to say, I texted you right after this happened. I rode up in an elevator with Melissa at the hotel, and she introduced herself to me, and she was very sweet. And then later on that night, she introduced me to your brother. So I got to meet them both, and they're awesome.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
She knew you were with me?
Hmm.
Oh, you
Yeah,
told her?
probably well, no, she came up and asked if I was your producer, Pat. She's
Oh,
from the
got
bald,
it.
probably the bald head and the good looks.
Got it. Okay. Like, yeah, see that? See, Pat, you're known.
I don't know about that, but
No, I'm
she
saying,
knew
yeah.
me. Okay, so then, and speaking of that, Jessica has a turning the tables question for you from Charlotte. She
Okay.
said, Teresa, my sister and I haven't spoken in 3 years after she sided with my ex-husband during my divorce. She recently reached out wanting to reconnect, but I'm terrified of getting hurt again. My kids miss their aunts, kind of like you guys, and my parents are begging me to give her another chance. Parts of me want to block my sister. Other ones want to let her back in. How do I really know it's time to turn the tables in a situation like that? Kind of like what you guys were in. It's
Yeah,
kind of
like
tough.
I just got the chills hearing that because I feel bad. I mean, I don't know why she would side with the ex-husband, but whatever. Listen, we all make stupid mistakes in life, but if she does want her sister back in her family and her kids, if she wants the kids to see each other, that's what she said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give
They
her
missed their
give
aunt.
yeah, give her another chance. Because listen, we're not perfect. We all make mistakes. Give her another chance, but definitely put up boundaries and and talk and say, why did you do that? Maybe you just have to air it out. And then she'll tell her like why she did it. And then maybe she'll understand. And like, Yeah, like that's all you could do is communicate
Hmm.
and like and then put up boundaries so to make sure you don't get hurt again. Yeah, you definitely have to do that. You know, you just can't trust all the way. You know,
This
like
is, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you just you really do. Like, you know, like I'm sure like my brothers and Melissa are listening to everything I'm saying. I'm listening to everything that they're saying. So those are boundaries. Like you have to make sure you say the right thing, do the right thing. Respect is the biggest thing. Like you have to both respect each other.
That's
So
so
and that's
true. That's the most
no,
important thing. You have to respect each
that's
other.
yes, that's the thing that I'm very big on is
Mhm.
respect.
Yeah, agreed. This is a kind of a tough one from Amanda in Phoenix. Says Teresa, my adult daughter has stopped talking to me for more than 2 years because she doesn't like my new husband. She says he's controlling and that I've changed since I married him. I feel torn between my daughter and my husband. And honestly, I resent that she's making me choose. My grandkids are growing up without me and it's killing me. What should I do? Man, that's
That's
tough.
I got to shows again. Like I feel bad. And she shouldn't do that. You know what? If her father's happy, she should be happy for her father. And if he should talk with her and say, you know, if the stepdad or whoever he's married to, if she doesn't like something he's doing, they should communicate. Like communication is the key to everything. Like talk it out, and then maybe they could fix it. You know, and maybe the husband doesn't know what he's doing to irritate the daughter. So maybe if they talk it out, you know, they
That's
could
a good
get
point.
past it. Yeah, you know why? Because if listen, she's married with her kids and has her life. Like she should want her dad to be happy, you know, and if her dad's happy being married, so she should be happy for him, you know, because like that's what happens when the kids get married, they go off and have their life, and then you have your life with, you know, whoever you're with, you know, if it's their parents or they've married somebody else. So I feel like kids should be happy for their parents if they move on.
What if you
And
think, what if they really was like a super red flag where the new husband is really controlling and the daughter's like, listen, mom, I can see this. You can't see this. This is what's happening.
well, that's why she should talk to the
Talk
father.
to him.
And yeah, talk to him and so she could explain it and he should hear her out and then see. Because yeah, sometimes we don't see things. And yeah, I mean, that happens all the time. So she has to explain herself and he has to hear her out, like why she's feeling this way.
Again, like back to what you said like 10 minutes ago, it's about respect.
Right.
Respect
And
each other's opinions.
exactly.
Hmm. Okay, people are also asking about Gia winning Special Forces, making it all the way to the end.
I
That's
wait, let me
incredible.
tell you, when I left, they make you talk to a psychologist, you know, before you to make sure you're okay. And then they call you after, I have to say they're pretty amazing. Then they call you 30 days after that to make sure you're still good because, you know, it's like no joke. Like special forces is no joke.
No joke.
So when I talked to, you understand, I cried that whole night in the hotel. I cried on the plane
Were you crying
going,
because Gia was still back there? You're worried
yeah,
about
because
her?
I left Gia. And you know what I told the psychologist? I said to her, I said, my child's going to win. I know she's going to win. And yeah, look, and she won. I knew it. I knew she was going to win.
It really didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I'm like, I told her my kid's winning. And then when she called me back 30 days later, I said, what did I tell you? She's like, you were right. You definitely know your kid. I said, yes, I told you.
Yeah. We need to get her
Um,
on. We need to get her on soon to talk about like how has that impacted her? Like that had to make her so proud of herself to
oh,
make it to the
yeah.
end of that.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have her on. Yeah. So I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. Yeah. When she came home, I had all balloons set up for her, like this big band, like big cardboard things, like congratulations on winning Special Forces. So I couldn't post it. And I called because, you know, I waited to, she told me that day, you know, but I knew she was winning because every day it kept getting closer. I'm like, she's going to win, you know? Yeah, so I had this big cardboard banner, cardboard made for her. Congratulations, special for with all balloons and everything. Like Balloon Boss made it so beautiful. She put like army green balloons. It was so cool. Yeah, so I was so proud of her. So, you know, like such proud moment, you know, and I'm, you know, I'm sure she's ecstatic. She is. She's ecstatic, you
Mhm.
know?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, she wins Special Forces, and right before that, they announced the second season of Next Gen. So she's kind of flying high right now. You guys got to make you proud.
Yeah, she's filming now. And I did a few episodes with her already.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Heather wants to know, she's from North Carolina. What was the hardest part of letting your kid go through tough experiences without you just stepping in and stopping it?
Well, that's the thing. I couldn't stop it. That's
That's why
why I
you
walked
left.
away. That's why
Yeah.
I walked away.
Did you watch? Did you watch the season?
Oh, yes.
Like, how hard
I
was it
was,
for you to watch her on TV going through that stuff?
well, I didn't watch her on TV till she came home. She was
Okay,
already
so she was,
home.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
she was
Well,
already
yeah.
home.
But like, still, even seeing that, knowing that she physically went through that would be tough, I would
No,
think.
and like she's a badass. Like she's definitely a baddie. That's my child. Yes, I made that.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want Melania. I think Melania, like that would be good for Melania, because it's mentally, I feel like it helps you. So I think that would be something good for Melania to do.
I've watched every season of Special Forces, and I think she's one of the toughest competitors on there, like from all the seasons. And would she ever consider going back and doing like if they did an All Stars where they had the top baddies of all the seasons come back? Would she ever do it again?
Oh, definitely. I'm sure she would. Yeah.
Would you ever try it again?
If it was with Gia, yes. Yes, I would.
That looks so hard.
Yeah, I think I would want to do it with Gia again. Yeah. Because, I mean, I have to say, like, in the water, like, if I didn't take that one swimming lesson, I would have, oh my God, I think I would have panicked so much sooner than that.
Just thinking
But
about that gives me anxiety again. Just watching the water come up. Mm-mm.
yeah, I mean, I stayed pretty calm till like the end. It's like right when it got to here, like when it got to like right,
Mm-mm.
right. I think when it touched my nose, I started. You're right. You guys saw it in the,
Hmm.
live.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Oh,
Couldn't do it.
not live, but you saw it,
We saw it actually happening
you
in real
saw
time,
it
in real
actually
action.
happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was not good. Okay. Back to some turning the
And then
tables.
right before that, Eva, they pulled out Eva
Dude,
and
she almost drowned.
she was unconscious.
Oh, she was unconscious. Oh my
And
God.
I went right after her. Yes.
That was not a good person to follow.
I know. I know.
Okay, a couple more turning the tables questions too. This is Maria in Miami. My daughter is dating someone I think is completely wrong for her. He's older, he's been married twice, and doesn't have a stable job. She's
Wow.
30 years old and tells me to stay out of it, but I can see she's making a huge mistake. My husband says I need to back off, but what kind of mother would I be if I didn't help her not ruin her life? What should I do?
Well, the only thing she could do, I get the chills again because I have daughters, so I get it. Um, the only thing I feel like she could do is just tell her daughter, say, listen, I just want to speak to you. Look, as your mom, I have to tell you how I feel and what I see because sometimes the other person doesn't see this. And really talk to her sweet and like coming from a loving place. And that's all she could do and let it marinate because sometimes, unfortunately, us kids, like meaning like even myself, my mom really didn't want me to be with Joe. She didn't. And like, look, she was right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the best thing that happened was my four daughters. So I can't, that's the thing. A lot of people tell me that like you wouldn't have your four daughters, which is so true. Like
True.
the best thing that came out of being with Joe is my daughters. But like my mom always told me to stay away from him because he was a bad boy, like getting in trouble and stuff like and then look at me. Of course, I go after the bad boy.
Mhm.
But he was also a family friend. But still, like my mom, like kept me away from him. But like just because she did that, I guess I don't know if it made me want him more. It was like weird.
Yeah, that's the
I
hard part
mean,
of being a parent. You see them doing something wrong, but the more you go against what they're doing, they're going to want to do it more
right. So,
for the most part.
but I always say now, like I should have listened to my mother but I mean, I have to say, then after I got married to him, my mom, she always loved him. She did because, like I said, his mom and my mom were best friends growing up. But she did. I mean, when I was married to him, she said he was a great guy. Like he treated me great. Like he was very easy. But that's all she could do as a mom. Tell her exactly how she feels, what she sees, and that's it. And then her daughter's what, 30?
30 years old.
Yeah, so she's like she she's a grown adult and it's her life. And if she makes a mistake, listen, what are you going to do? Like, this is the thing. You don't have to be married forever. But sometimes, like, if you have children with this person, then you have to, like, as a mom, she has to tell her everything. Like, like if you have children with this person, if it doesn't work out, like, see what type of person he is, if he's going to make it easy, like, you got to think about all that.
Hmm.
Like like really who you get with, like who you end up sharing your life with can make your life so miserable.
I
Like
think
it,
people don't realize when they're that young that you have a child with somebody, you're locked with them for life,
yes,
and it
and
can't be
you
that.
can marry someone that can make your life a living hell because like, it happens on both sides. There's women that do that and there's men that do that. But
Hmm.
just so that's all she could do is really tell her everything from a loving place and just let her daughter, and then if not, write her a letter, say it in writing, like yeah, I'm just saying if they get into it, maybe she doesn't want to hear it, then write her a letter and send it to her. And then she could read it and just be like, as your mom, I love you so much. I need to tell you this. Because if I just this is how I feel and I want you to hear it. And I guess you're 30 years old, you're gonna make your own decisions, but if I wouldn't be a good mom if I didn't tell you this.
That's actually really good advice because then she can read it and process it, reread it many times, and not read into anything that somebody says. She'll be able to just
Well,
sit.
that's what I mean. If they
And
can't finish the conversation, yeah,
yeah,
if they can't finish and it gets into heated, then write her a letter. Yeah, write all your feelings in a letter, or even tape record it and send it to her so she
yeah,
could hear it.
good
So at
advice.
least, yeah, because then at least you feel good. It's off your conscience that you told her exactly how you felt. Because then you know what she could say afterwards. Well, why didn't you tell me?
Hmm.
Like that.
Yeah. This one is wild. This is from Christina from Tampa. My best friend of 15 years had an affair with my husband. They ended it. I know, it's not crazy. They ended it, and my husband and I are trying to work on our marriage, but she's been reaching out, trying to apologize to get our friendship back. She
Oh,
said that she was going.
absolutely fucking not.
I knew it.
Absolutely not. No,
She
no,
says
no, no.
she said she's going through a dark time and made a terrible mistake. And she said, part of me misses our friendship, but I can never trust her again. What would you do? Obviously, we just heard what you would do.
Yeah, like, listen, a sibling's, I mean, that's still, even if a sibling did that, be like, X, no, get out, like that. I don't know. That's like something up to her.
How could
I
you,
mean,
your husband too, though? Like he was 50% of the cheating. Like, how could you even
right. I mean,
trust
I don't know. I would never be able to leave a room and leave them together. Like,
ever?
yeah, it's like that person needs to be out. Like, sorry, if she's the one that caused the breakup. Like, how could you even have her around again? I've never even heard of that one. That's a good one.
I know that's
That's
what I'm
a
saying.
really good one.
That was wild.
I say I would not have that person back in my life. No, I mean it's up to her. But
That's
like if
funny.
she feels like she could leave the room and then, or even like let them, or she could run to the store and then I don't think so. But
No, not a
I
chance.
know.
Not a chance. Okay, a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up. Austin says, maybe this doesn't even bother you, but Austin says, Teresa, what's the hardest part of waiting for Bravo to make a decision about the future of Jersey? Or do you even really think about that much right now?
Um, Listen, I guess it really was a good thing, you know, that, because obviously it got so toxic and it was like terrible. So the break obviously was good and it does work, because, time, like, and again,
Hmm.
as time, it does heal wounds. So that's what happened with me. So I have to say, Bravo was smart about that. Yeah, because otherwise it couldn't continue the way it was going. But
Yeah.
like, I'm fine with it. I guess there's nothing I could do about it. Whenever Bravo makes their decision, which I'm grateful that I got to do special forces, like, so, you know, I feel like when, if there's other opportunities that'll arise.
I
Like,
mean, right. If you were doing it, if you were filming, you couldn't have done special forces and we wouldn't have had that time with Gia and maybe you and Joe and Melissa wouldn't be in the spot that you're in right now because of that.
right. Or so,
Maybe.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Hmm.
you could look at it that way too. Cause I feel like everything happens the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. You've always said that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I feel like our life's already planned out.
Hmm. All right. Well, you guys, thanks for all your questions. Keep them coming to the Turning the Tables Instagram at Turning the Tables. And
Wait,
yeah.
there's something else that I want to add.
Okay, what do you want to
Yeah.
add?
Well, I'm writing my third memoir, everyone. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. So I wanted to, ask, my fans out there, if there's anything you want me to, that you want to hear in my book, please let me know. Send the questions to Turning the Tables, and any questions you want me to answer in my book, I will. So
What
send
are
them
what
all.
are what are some things that you're thinking of that you personally want people to know about or want included? Or do you want to keep that like a secret?
I'm not gonna give it away. They have to get my book and read it. Yeah. No, but I mean, I want to hear from, the fans also, like, what's some of the things that they want to hear about, even things on the show that they would want clarification on, because everyone thinks they know me just by watching the show. There's so many things that they don't know, because it's only, think about it, it's only, we film a lot, and
Mhm.
each episode is only 45 minutes. So there's so much that's cut out, and especially watch, because I already know, because I film it. Even with
Mhm.
Special Forces, you know how much I was there for 2 full days. 2 full days. Think about it. And they only had, each, but they have so many other people. There was 18 of us. So they
Yeah, each
can't
episode
just,
is only 40 minutes long.
yeah, I mean, I did so much in like it was a lot,
Mhm.
it was a lot. So, and they didn't, they showed, parts of it. So that's the thing. You don't see, there's so much that you don't end up seeing. So if there's any questions that, they would like, to ask me to clarify, I would, love, I'll write it in my book.
It might be kind of cool to include some people actually at like not necessarily turning the tables questions, but people writing questions in to you to ask how you would handle certain situations.
Because I like doing this, and and I feel like I give good advice. What do you think?
I think you give great advice. And people, every single week we take turning the tables questions, we get 10x the amount of questions the next week. So we just need
Yeah.
to do it more.
Oh yeah, no, I love doing this.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, I love helping people. I really do. No, I really do. And listen, guys, I've lived half my life. I don't know if I'm gonna live the other half. Like, yeah, think about that. Like, I've been on this earth, you know, quite a bit. So I've been, through a lot. So yeah, so if I could help anyone, in any way possible, I would love to. So.
Oh, that's a great way to wrap it up.
Yes. All
Okay.
right. Thank you guys for tuning into Turning the Tables. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And I will see you next time. Love, love, love. Mwah.
I'm turning the tables. I'm turning the tables. Let's go. I know you love my style. I'm gonna make them smile. I am the one to win. Keeping them all tuned in. I'm turning the tables. I'm turning the tables.